Hello everybody, Moss here. Let's make a big wild list specifically designed to test these new seasonal rules and give us a chance just to kind of walk through everything and give it a think. Okay, so what are we going to start with? Well, we're going to make our general a weird knob. I'm not sure of the spelling. Weird knob shaman. Going to start there. And we're definitely just going to go Master of Magic. The thing about Big Wah that I like the most maybe is just this. That just teleporting, right? Big Wah is a toolbox, so you're just going to move pieces around the board where they need to be. And then we have our mandatory inclusion of a War Chanter for 120 points. We're going to include our Wagh Prophet for, Wagh Prophet for 170 points. And then, okay, so these are our mandatory inclusions. So, what I want to try, I think, so I was looking at some of the other armies, like specifically Cruel Boys, obviously a lot, and Stormcast Eternals, because I play them too, my wife plays them as well. And I was thinking about what kinds of Galatian champions different factions have, and how they could take advantage of these different Galatian champions. So it seems to me like those factions that have really fighty foot heroes are going to benefit a lot more, and really aggressive foot heroes are going to benefit a lot more, because a lot of the battle tactics involve things on your opponent's side of the board. So if you checked out my Cruel Boys video on this season, it's certainly not looking good for us. But I think that for Big Wah, I think of all the Orc factions, I think that Big Wah might be where it's at. And I want to try this. I want to see if this works. If 2 Mega Bosses on foot with the strongest unit, not a double reinforced, because I want to do this. I want to pair up 2 Mega Bosses with 2 units of reinforced brutes and see how far that gets us. Okay. And then we're going to include 2 units of 6 Bolt Boys, because Bolt Boys are just so good. You can put them in units of 3, but what we're going to be trying to do is teleport them around the board and snipe Galatian champions from the opponent. So to do that, we really need to be dealing like 8 wounds consistently. So if you teleport Bolt Boys, they don't get to move, which means they have to use aim shot, which means with 3 Bolt Boys, you're shooting 4 times for a maximum of 8 damage, and that just doesn't, it's just not enough, so we're going to have to reinforce them. So then we're shooting 7 shots for a maximum of 14 damage, which is better, but not consistent enough. I think I want to throw a Swamp Kala Shaman in there. I don't usually run Swamp Kala Shamans in Big Wah, but I feel like in this meta, I feel like sniping out Galatian champions is going to be important. And again, we're just testing it out. So we got 160 point lefts. Perfect. Boop. 2 units. Now, okay, so then what do I see here then? Let's have a look. I think this list is good to test out. I think we can try this out. So turn 1, turn 2, we're going to teleport Bolt Boys, most likely. So that means that we can have like a Mega Boss, Brute, Ardboy, 2 chunks, 2 groups, moving up the board, with a Wurgog and a War Chanter moving up with them. And then depending on the army, the 2 units of Ardboys can just screen to the sides if you're playing against like someone with a lot of teleporting. Like if you're playing against Stormcast or something. And if you're not, then the Ardboys can just sit in front of the Brutes. There's some pretty good tricks, right? Where if somebody charges into your unit of Ardboys, if you're positioned your brutes and your bosses and everything behind, then you can, like, they can all be in combat. So at the end, even though they haven't fought, they're still within 3, and so you're getting more points. So it's like poison for a Bolt Boy, teleport, shoot, great. Now they're just gonna sit there, and if they get picked off, another problem too is that it's a lot of, if we're sniping out a Galatian champion and then we're getting killed with the Bolt Boys, the question becomes, is it a cost-effective trade? We're probably going to be losing out on points with that trade. Like, if they just turn around and kill my Bolt Boys. And if they... So, that's like the worst case scenario. Or that's like a probable scenario, right? We teleport, we kill our target, because I think if we have a Swamp Call Shaman, I think we'll be able to kill our targets, right? 6 to 8 wounds pretty reliably. Because what are we looking at? 7 shots, so 14 total. 14 total damage with a 5-6 mortal wound hit. Yeah, I mean, we can't do any better. It's not like we can go in blocks of 9. So then if they kill the Bolt Boys, then if we got a Galatian champion, does that feel good? I think it does. I think it does. We're going to have a hard time with... So the Brutes and the Mega Boss are slow. So we're going to have to think about that, how we want to play that. I mean, our War Chanter can... Maybe that's the thing with our War Chanter. Maybe we do like a get 'em beat. But I don't think that's a good idea either. I mean, we're all going to have to move up together. We're going to be kind of castle-y, I think. Yeah. Okay, so if that's our list, the question then becomes, what are our enhancements in our battalions? So we're going to obviously put in a, what is it called? Galatian Command. Galatian Command 1 with Brutes, and then Galatian Command 2 with this other unit of Brutes. And then we got Sharpshooters, and then we need a 3rd unit for Sharpshooters. Nothing else here has range. Nothing else here has shooting. So it doesn't matter, we'll just throw Ardboys in there. Do we need Galatian veterans? Lets them fight on half. No, I think the Galatian command with the Sworn Bodyguard is going to be more interesting to play test. So then what do we want to put the Brutes in? The Choppas or the Hakkas? Because the Choppas have a 1-inch range, and they get 1 additional attack, but the Jagged Gore Hakkas have 1 more range, a 2-inch range, 1 fewer attacks, but 1 more rend. I think we do that. I think because we're in units of 10, we'll go with Hakkas. Yeah, we'll just go with Hakkas. Hakkas. Is that right? Hakkas. Hakkas. We'll do double that. We'll do Hakkas. Okay, so let's look at some artifacts of power. So we have the Tusk Helm. Tusk Helm is good. I like Tusk Helm. Right, just more damage on our Mega Boss. Just charges in. I don't think the Night Flare Cloak is going to be good for us. Like, I just don't care. And then a 5-up ward. Is a 5-up ward good? See, all of these are Galatian champions. All of these are Galatian champions. So we can give a 5-up ward to something if we want. I don't think the Weird Knob needs it. He's always hiding in the back. War Chanter, maybe. I mean, a 5-up ward on a War Chanter might be interesting. The War God Prophet already has a 6-up ward. Obviously, a 5-up ward is a lot better. I mean, that's so interesting. This is a maybe. Because if we can give him that additional ward, maybe the Wurgog Mask ability is going to be stronger for us. I love how we're at and we're perfectly at 2,000 points. It's lovely. Okay, well, maybe this, or maybe the Tusk Helm. Oops, that was wrong. But if we get a Tusk Helm, where is it going? Probably just here. Okay. So Aspect of the Champion, Stubborn as a Rhinox. Stubborn as a Rhinox is good. Leadership of the Alpha is probably weak in our army because we have 2 Mega Bosses and they can double their commands. So it's not incredibly effective. Fueled by Gurish Rage. Yeah, I don't feel like that's going to be what we want. Tunnel Master. Huh. So Tunnel Master is interesting to me here because it means that we can teleport a unit of brutes and then we can have one of the Mega Boss show up right beside it. So like if we did this, so if it got a Tusk Helm and Tunnel Master, if this was what we had, it means that we could teleport brutes, Tunnel Master in. It's still 9 away though, but we're gonna get +1 to charge. Do brutes get plus to charge in any way? I don't think so. No. Mega Boss, so it's an 8-inch charge. But is that a smart idea, or is it better just to move them up the board? So you teleport, they're 9. So it's 2 8-inch charges. It's 2 8-inch charges. That just doesn't sound good to me. It might be better to do this. Right? It might be better to have one Mega Boss Brute combo that's going to be more aggressive and is going to be definitely charging in with Tusk Helm. And then another unit that's going to be more objective oriented and is going to try to sit on objectives. Yeah, let's see what that looks like, I guess. So what else we got? What are some of our other options here? No mount traits. Master of Magic for sure. So Artifact of Power. We're going to be testing out the new stuff, right? So we're going to be using Tusk Helm. And then spells, right? We have the Hand of Gork. I'm just going to write Teleport. Teleport's our spell. Is there anything I'm missing? We've got to pick our spells. Gotta pick our spells. And I think that's all. Okay, well, we need our War Chanter. War Chanter. What kind of beat should we go with here? Usually I like Fix and Beat. especially if I have like a block of 10 or 15 Ard boys. You can just sit there and like heal them up, because that's what Big Wall wants to do. Big Wall wants to stall. So that's probably what I'm going to go with. Because it heals D3. Yep. Get him beat. 3d6 charge. I don't think so. Okay. Okay, kill a beat. This war beat can be attempted at the start of the combat phase. If the attempt is successful, pick one enemy unit within 12 inches of this unit. Add 1 to hit rolls for attacks made by melee weapons that target that unit in that phase. So, it's only good in the combat phase. And will probably be strike last in the combat phase. I think Fix and Beat. I think Fix and Beat's the way to go. I don't... Fixin'. Oops. Fix and Beat. Yeah, I think that's fine. Wurgog Prophet. The spells don't matter because none of the faction spells... Well, you know what? Our, what is it? The Realm spell or the Season spell? I'm not sure what you call it. Or even what it's called. Yeah, Grinding Teeth of Galette. Grinding Teeth of Galette is a spell that has a casting value of 6 and a range of 12 inches, so that's fine for Wurgog. Pick one objective within range. Yeah, I mean, the Wurgog's not... I don't even care about picking a spell because they know all the spells. The spell on their War Scroll is good. I can't remember what it's called. I'm just going to look it up really quick. Yeah, Fist of Gork. Pick one enemy unit within range, 24 invisible, and roll the number of dice equal to the number of models in that unit. Good start. For each 6, 1 mortal. Ooh, and if it's 10 or more. So it's usually by the time we cast this, we have +1 to cast built in, so it's 9 or more. So, I mean, that's fine. Oh, it has a casting value of 5, of course, because then you have to roll all these other dice. So... that's good. So we'll probably use Fist of Gork, Wurgog Mask, and Mystic Shield, primarily. That seems fine. The Wurgog will go... Okay, so... the Orc War Chanters... So we're going to have like 3 sort of distinct groups here. We're going to have a War Chanter with an aggressive Mega Boss, Brutes, and Ard Boys. And then a more defensive sit-on-objectives Mega Boss with Brutes and Ard Boys. And with the War Chanter to heal them up so they can fight over those objectives. And then we'll have this tough as a Rhinox. Okay. Okay. This is looking good. This is looking good. Realm Shaper Command. You can use this... no retreat, no surrender. You can use this command ability at the start of the combat phase. So because this is a command ability, it means that we can double it with the Mega Boss. I'm just going to double check that. Pretty sure that's right. Yeah, this unit can issue the same command up to 2 times in the same phase. If it does so, each command must be received by an Ironjawz unit. Okay, and not to be confused with the heroic action. The unit that receives the command must be a friendly unit that is not a hero or monster that did not charge in the same turn and is within 3 inches of an enemy unit. This unit cannot make pile-in moves in that phase, but add 1 to the attack characteristic of melee weapons used by that unit until the end of that phase. This is actually really strong in Cruel Boys. The only problem with it is that nobody survives a round of combat. But if Gut Rippers can stick in combat for a turn and they don't need to pile in, being able to add 1 to the attack characteristic is great because you go from 21 to 31 dice, which just means another 3 or 4 mortals. I guess 3 mortals. So this is good. It means that the Mega Boss can issue it to like a unit of Ardboys and a unit of Brutes, or himself and a unit of... No, it can't be a hero. So, I mean, that's fine, right? Like, you can double it if you can. If not, that's fine. But this seems good for us. Adding 1 to the attack characteristic of our Brutes seems really strong. See, this army's going to be way better in this meta, or in this season, than Cruel Boys. Like by a lot. It's not even going to be close. Like, by a lot. Swamp Call of Shaman. What spell do we want? We probably want the Black Pit. The Black Pit, or we could also conceivably run Choking Mist. Probably to Black Pit. There's going to be like hordes, like infantry meta, so we'll see how that shakes out. Warguard Prophets, whatever. Doesn't matter. I feel like I'm missing something. So we have our command trait. We have our artifact of power. We have that one. We have our spells. We have all that stuff. So I think it's just battalions. I think it's just battalions left. So we got all of our battalions set for... In fact, why don't I just go like this? Let's go enhancements. Let's go battalions. Oops. Okay, looking good. Looking good. So, these are all Galatian champions. I mean, Command Entourage is probably going to be what we have here. I'm going to look at the Orc ones because I never picked them. We can't even pick them. Well, hold on. Maybe we can. Okay, so... Ugh, these are so confusing. I always get so confused. So, what do we have? We have, like, 2 Iron Jaws and 1... I don't think there's any point here. Yeah, they all have to be in the same faction. And so, what are we missing? We have a Cruel Boy, an Iron Jaw, 2 more Iron Jaws. Troops, not a leader, artillery... So this doesn't have to be here. Technically, this could... Oops. Wrong key. This could theoretically be like here. Nope, because it can't be a hero. So it has to be here. Yeah, whatever. We're just going to look at the core ones. I think that's where it's going to be anyway. Command Entourage. So let's look at some enhancements or some abilities. We're obviously not doing 1-drop. I hope they get rid of 1-drop. When you for this attack, receive all out attack, all out defense without the command being issued and without a command being spent. So this isn't super great for us because we want to issue the command. 1 extra enhancement's always good. Means I could just have both my mega bosses with a Tusk Helm, right? Because I can pick any enhancement. So an extra Tusk Helm seems really strong to me. That's probably what I want. I don't care about all out attack or unleash shell. Do I care about extra command points? No, we're so efficient with 2 mega bosses on command points. This is good, though. Swift is good. But it's not, though, because our mega bosses, our brutes, they're already in groups. So I think really what we want is this one. So, I mean, obviously the Command Entourage is the way to go. Command entourage. I mean, we just go like this too. We can have 4. Yeah, and I guess the Ard boys aren't going to be in anything because we need at least 2 to make them Galatian veterans. We need at least 2 to make them Galatian veterans. Okay, so I think that's it. So let's just have a quick look here and see kind of what we landed on. So Weird Knob Shaman with Master of Magic and Teleport. Oh wait, we get to pick another enhancement. So that's what we decided, right? We just wanted to do this. Double Tusk Helm. Double Tusk Helm. You know what? I don't think that I want to do that. I think what I want to do is I want to use the 5-up ward just for fun. Just to try it out. I think it's called the Griff Feather. So we're just going to call it whatever else. Call it a feather. I think I want to try this and just see what it's like if I stick a Mega Boss with Tough as a Rhinox and a 5-up ward with a healing Shaman beside him. Like, the thing about there's a couple things about the Mega Boss that I think are interesting that are opposites, right? They're counter synergistic. The first one is that when he kills units, he gets +1 to his wounds, maximum wounds, and +1 to his attack characteristic, which is cool. So that's incentivizing you to like keep him alive and keep him fighting and to keep going. The longer he fights, the tougher he gets, and that's cool. On the other hand, he fights on death if he hasn't fought yet. So then you're incentivized to like kind of throw him into risky positions because if he dies, he's still getting his value. So your opponent's looking at what they want to fight, and they're like, well, I don't want to hit this Mega Boss, right? Because he's going to hit me anyway, so I just want to see what happens if I stick him like that. And then for deployment, yeah, we're just sort of going like 2 little pockets of whatever. Now, is there any room in here for wiggle? I could take out 180 points. I could take out this and this. And then what does that give me, though? Another War Chanter would be nice. But now I'm 60 points down. I'm 60 points down, and I don't think there's anything I can do with that. An endless spell. I could do an endless spell, a 60-point endless spell. So what are my options? What are realistically? Emerald Life Swarm? Healing D3 doesn't seem great. Geminids. Meh. Lao Chan doesn't do anything. I mean, I guess it does. Wizard. But then it's like, is it better to have Lao Chan and another War Chanter, or a Shaman and a unit of Ard Boys? We're kind of light on bodies, I feel. We're hero heavy, light on bodies. I could also just remove the Swamp Kala and then go with another unit of Ard Boys. No, we want to test out sniping the champions. We want to. So what are the questions? Right. Okay. So I think that this list is fine. I think this is it. I want to test out the feather. We're gonna get to test out Tusk Helm, the feather. Stubborn as a Rhinox. Yeah, I think this is good. Yeah, I think this is all good. Yep, I think we are good. Okay, so what are the questions that we're gonna try to answer? Well, we're gonna try to answer if Big Wagh can sit a Mega Boss and use it as a tank. Can sit with a tanky Mega Boss. That's one question. Definitely. Another question is how valuable is sniping out Galician champions? how important is it to snipe out Galician champions? We're investing quite a bit in that right now, in this list. So we're going to see if it pays off. Because maybe it won't, maybe it will. Because what we could do is we could remove the Swamp Kala Shaman, right, and instead go for more bodies. We could also remove the Swamp Kala Shaman, and see, I would love to fit in another War Chanter with so many Iron Jaws units. I would almost say, I wonder if this list is better as an Iron Jaws list. Right? Because if it's an Iron Jaws list, I mean, like, let's just for example, let's just take this and let's pop it in here. So War Chanter, Prophet's gone. Let's just delete all this. Mega Boss, he's gone. They're gone. So we would do like this. We would probably do this. 470 points left over. Well, we're gonna need Gore Gruntas. Gonna need Gore Gruntas. Definitely gonna need Gore Gruntas. I mean... yeah, whatever. See, the problem with this, the problem with Iron Jaws with Galician, with this new season, is that our Galician champions, like, we have Galician champions, but they're not going to be our primary, like, fighty units, right? Like, War Chanters and Weird Knob Shamans are, but if you look at the rest of the lists, right, it's like Gore Gruntas, Gore Gruntas, Gore Gruntas, Gore Gruntas, and a Maw Crusher is not. So it'd probably be it'd probably be like a Mega Boss, right, for $140. Right, is probably what we're looking at. Oh jeez, it's because my microphone's in front of my keyboard. 30 points left over. Right, so I mean, what do you do with this list here? Because the Gore Grunters in Bloodtooth are just so strong. They're just so strong. Anyway, getting back to our list here. So I think that's it. I think this is definitely worth playtesting out. I might follow it up in the comments below with how it went. We'll see. So if there's anything that I missed, or if there's any questions about anything, or if I made a mistake somewhere, because that's very well possible, please let me know in the comments below. Like, subscribe, Wagh!